This is the Arthur S. Pittock window, designed and built sometime around 1917. It is part of the original City Hall for the City of Greater Geelong, and was designed, fabricated, and installed here in Geelong, and is recognized as one of Australia's foremost stained glass window designers and fabricators. So it's a really important piece. It is probably his masterwork, for lack of a better way of putting it. It is considered the largest work of his installed anywhere in Australia, and is one of the larger of the municipal stained glass windows found anywhere in Australia, certainly in Victoria.
When I first saw it in the car park, it was a bit, I guess, upsetting that it's such an amazing object is housed incorrectly, and I'm surprised it's not as damaged as it is. A car could have run into it or something like that.
When I was called to have a look, it was really hard to see. It was covered in dust, covered in boxes, well supported against a brick wall, which is good, but it was really hard to tell because it was so large. You couldn't see both sides of it, so we were sort of estimating what the damage might be and what might be involved. There's a technical aspect when you're looking at the chemistry and you're looking at your materials, and you're obviously trying not to cause any further damage. But there's something wonderful about coming in someone else's footsteps, and working with glass is a challenge, but it's also wonderful because it hasn't changed that much over the last 100 years, really. The longer you look at it, the more you see, and the more you want to spend buffing and polishing every little nook and cranny.
Imagery and the symbolism in the window tells several stories. First of all, the emblem in the middle, 1849, the emblem for the city of Greater Geelong. And embedded in that are images, sail ship, there's kangaroo, there's sheep, there's grain. And those are the things that represent the city, or at least represented the city 1849, as these are the symbols of our city, Geelong, what was at one time called the Pivot City, the city around which Victorian industry pivoted.
When you're up close and personal and you're feeling every little panel and you're looking at the light refracting through it, you are taken back to that, seeing it through the eyes almost of the original artisan who created it. And that's quite wonderful. And you're hoping to do them proud. You keep thinking, what would the maker want for their piece 100 years down the track, and what is expected, what is a good job.
Heritage is important because it is a connection, and it's a link. It's got one foot in the past, history, and one foot in the future, legacy. And it is a testament to what individuals, organizations, communities find important to themselves right now in this period of time. And it captures, some people say, the heart and soul, some people say the essence of a community or a people. So that is the importance of heritage on its own. The importance of preserving it is, well, as they say, I mean, you want to keep these things going for the future. Heritage is, by definition, that which can be inherited. So the things that we pass down from one person or from one generation or one community to another, and it represents us, and we feel that they are important. So preserving it keeps it in place. It not only creates a snapshot of what that period of time was, 1917, and what was important to the community then, but what's important to the community now, to hold on to that. And in the future, it becomes kind of like a virtual handshake across time. You can look at this and you can say, someone made this in 1917, and people have seen it ever since. So in 2050, people can take a look at it and they have an instantaneous connection to people in 1917. And that is the role and the importance of heritage within our lives.
Well, Arthur, the original artist, would appreciate that finally people are reappreciating his work. I think he'd be proud to look back and go, for 100 years on, it's not bad condition. I think that would give him a sense of pride. But I think more importantly, he'd like to see that heritage being appreciated, and that it didn't just end up getting scrapped, thrown out, and replaced, and that appreciation is still there. And hopefully more people in the public will, get to appreciate that again.
We're currently in the process of identifying a lot of the collections within the city and identifying things that aren't being housed correctly or in poor condition and doing something about it. So this is the first big project that we've worked on. Next, I think we're going to work on the city's art collection.
I freely admit that I have a weakness for beautiful and well-made things. So when I saw it, I was quite taken aback by it. When you take a look at it, it's gorgeous. Even when it was dirty and covered with a little bit of dust, you could see beautiful colors, beautiful craftsmanship, well designed. So, you want to see something like that with light behind it. You want to see it out in the public. I mean, you want people to enjoy it. That's the purpose of objects like this, is you want people to see them and interact with them.